All right, for HTML in our front-end project, so again, those modules or those templates, we use FreeMarker, which is a templating language that allows us a lot of flexibility with our actual HTML, okay? So we can do just semantic HTML, just like we can CSS or JavaScript, but what we can also do is use a number of operators or if statements, for each loops, different things like that to do some more advanced markup with our HTML, okay? So FreeMarker is added to basically any of the front-end templates in Liferay, either in the modules or in the actual specific templates on the platform. And by that I mean web content templates, application display templates, etc., etc. Okay. So what we'll be looking at throughout these videos is adding or modifying the FreeMarker templates in our themes, okay, in our web content templates and our application display templates. Okay, but you can also use FreeMarker in layouts as well as actually workflow email notification templates. Okay, a quick note on that: if you're not familiar with workflow, within the business processes that you can create in Liferay, you can actually add some FreeMarker notifications, and that can allow you front-end developers to add some branding to those if you want as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that we can do with FreeMarker. Okay, so like I said, with FreeMarker, there are a number of different things you can do, but to start, I want to emphasize the point that the reason that FreeMarker is such a powerful tool for us in Liferay is because FreeMarker allows us the ability to reference Java objects. Okay, so what that means is in our front-end development, we can take Liferay's API and map it to some variables that we can take advantage of in our themes, in our templates, etc. Okay, and we'll see what that looks like a little bit later on. That means that we can embed some applications, we can use some taglibs, we can actually embed or use some variables for different aspects of the page in our theme. So that could be the logo, that could be the site name, different things like that. It makes it so much easier for us to actually develop and work with Liferay by using FreeMarker and using some of these variables. Okay, so we'll look at that a little bit later on. Okay, but just for some of the other features that we have, okay, like I said, we can create variables. And as we'll see later, some of the variables are already created for us out of the box that we can take advantage of, but we can, of course, create new variables as well. Okay, we can do some arithmetic. Okay, there are some logical operators that we can do. Okay, we can do sequence slices. All right, we can include files. That's also going to be very important for us, especially in our themes, but also you can use them in your templates as well. Okay, of course, things like comments. What we'll see most often in these are going to be especially in the theme, are going to be if, else, and else if statements, as well as some macros and taglibs that we can take advantage of as well. Okay. All right, so this is just a quick example of a taglib in use in a template in Liferay. Okay, so if you can look here on the slide, we have the navigation menu being added to our theme. So for example, if I wanted to, in a custom theme, make sure that I'm embedding the navigation menu in the footer of every single page, okay, which is not an uncommon use case, we can take advantage of this macro in order to embed the navigation menu widget on the footer of the page. Okay, so we can give it an ID, we can set some preferences, okay, and just to avoid any confusion, if you've worked with Liferay before, when I'm talking about FreeMarker portlet preferences throughout these videos, basically I'm referencing the configuration for the different widgets that we can use within Liferay. Okay, so this is just a quick example. Again, we will look at more of this as we continue on into the third chapter here. We can also add those clay components within our FreeMarker structures. Okay, so even though I'm talking about these UI frameworks separately, they don't need to be distinct. You can actually use them together. Okay, so this is just a quick example of an HTML structure taking advantage of the card classes. I mentioned that we'll be talking about those and using those throughout the courses as well. And those can be used throughout our FreeMarker structures in our themes or our templates as well. Okay. All right, so nice and straightforward. Again, this is just to give you an overview of what we have available, and we'll dig into this a little bit more starting from the third chapter on. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do a recap here. As you can see, in our modules and our templates for any of the actual templates being used in Liferay, and I'm using that more broadly, we can take advantage of the FreeMarker language. So to make it easier, it's just best to call them FreeMarker templates. Okay. All right. The benefit of this is it allows us to reference Liferay's Java API. We can actually take advantage of that in our front-end development. We can create variables from the API, or we can create custom variables. Okay, we can go ahead and create macros and use taglibs. Okay, we can take advantage of the if, else, if statements. Okay, and we can use those along with our variables to do some cool stuff, as we'll see later on. All right. We can also use a number of the different constructs within our HTML, and of course, all embedded throughout our FreeMarker templates. We can go ahead and take advantage of those classes. Okay. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do next. In the next section here, we're actually going to start building a theme project together. Okay. We will see all of these different frameworks in use, and we will create something that is beautiful that we can use for the Livingston Hotels and Resorts site.